Well. I stumbled across a post over there on the streets of Twatter. Not a red hat post, not lies. Absolute truth. Things that I've been wanting to say and couldn't quite put together the way that I wanted to put them together. But somebody else has done this. And I feel like this is worth sharing with each and every one of you. The story the American system does not want you to hear. A 13-year-old girl accused a man of rape. Not just any man, but a billionaire. A man who would go on to hold the most powerful office in the world. It should have stopped him. It should have mattered, but it didn't. In 2016, as Donald Trump campaigned for presidency, a woman using the name Katie Johnson filed a lawsuit claiming that at age 13 she had been raped multiple times by Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in one of Epstein's parties at his New York apartment. She was a child in a room with two of the most dangerous men in the country. She came forward. She tried. The case was withdrawn, not because she lied or because her story fell apart, but because she was terrified. Lisa Bloom, her attorney, confirmed that Katie received threats, not warnings or gossip, but threats. She was supposed to hold a press conference and be heard. Instead, she disappeared. She disconnected her phone. Her story didn't die because it was untrue. It died because she was alone. How many times have we seen this before? Katie Johnson was not the first. She will not be the last. 16 women have publicly accused Donald Trump of sexual assault or misconduct. One said he raped her in a dressing room. Another said he forced himself on her when she was a child. Others said he has groped them, kissed them without their consent, grabbed them in pageant dressing rooms. He denied every single one. He called them liars. He said they were making it up for attention, and then he ran for president, and he won. E. Jean Carroll came forward decades after Trump raped her in a department store dressing room, and the world laughed. He called her a liar, but a jury found him guilty of sexual abuse. But it didn't matter. He still walked free. Bill Cosby's victims spent years screaming into the void before anyone listened. Harvey Weinstein silenced his accusers with money and threats. The Catholic Church buried thousands of child abuse cases. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell ran an international trafficking ring that catered to the most powerful men in the world. They went down, but their clients walked free. Larry Nassar was trusted with the bodies of young girls, Olympians, gymnasts, and children while he molested them under the guise of medical treatment. They told their coaches and their trainers and officials nobody wanted to hear them. The institution and the money were more important. By the time Nassar was finally held accountable, hundreds of girls had already been abused. Jerry Sadansky was a legend at Penn State. He molested young boys for decades. People knew. A man saw him rape a child in the showers and told his superiors, and nothing happened. The program was worth too much. The coach was too valuable. The child, nothing more than a footnote. The pattern repeats itself. Victims comes forward. Their voices are questioned. And the powerful walk away unscathed. The names, the stories, the silence. Kristen Anderson sat in a Manhattan bar in 1990 when a man next to her reached up her skirt and touched her vagina through her underwear. She turned and recognized that man as Donald Trump. E. Jean Carroll met Trump in a department store in 95 or 96. She described him pushing her into a dressing room, forcing his fingers inside her, and then his penis. Rachel Cook was a 22-year-old receptionist in 2005 when she met Trump in an office building. He grabbed her, pulled her in, and kissed her on the mouth. Jessica Leeds sat next to Trump on a plane in the early 1980s. He kissed her, groped her chest, and reached up her skirt. She moved to another seat. He was like an octopus, she said. Summer Zarvos was on The Apprentice contestant in 2017. She met Trump at a Beverly Hills hotel to discuss a job opportunity. Instead, he grabbed her breasts, kissed her, and tried to lead her into a bedroom. Temple Taggart McDowell was Miss Utah USA 1997. Trump kissed her without consent on 2 separate occasions. 4 women said Trump walked in on them while they were undressing at pageants. BuzzFeed reported that 3 more women confirmed the pageant stories but refused to go public. The allegations span decades. From the early 1980s to 2013, the stories follow the same pattern. Trump is accused of forcing himself on women, groping them, kissing them without consent, only to deny every allegation, dismiss his accusers as liars, and claim they were politically motivated. This is how the system works. This is how men like Trump win. Power and silence. How the system protects its own. Trump didn't need to prove his innocence. He only needed time. He dragged the cases out, making it too difficult to pursue, and then he let the system work in his favor, as it has always done. A man who used lawsuits and weapons, who crushed his enemies in court, who parried his mistakes with money and threats. A child did not stand a chance. The powerful do not have to answer for their sins. The system was built for them. Trump bragged about grabbing women. Nothing happened. Dozens of women accused him of assault. Nothing happened. A child accused him of rape. The case vanishes it before it can even begin. Had we listened to Katie Johnson, had we listened to any of them, maybe we would not be here now. Trump didn't rise in spite of these accusations. He rose in a system that proved power could erase them. His ability to face multiple allegations without consequence only reinforced his authority. The American double standard. The U.S. government condemns foreign dictators for human rights abuses, but lets its own elite operate without consequence. It calls out corruption abroad, but allows billionaires to buy their way out of justice. It punishes nations for falling to protect their children, but lets its own children be silenced, erased, and ignored. How does this country that lets the rich escape accountability claim to stand for democracy? How does the nation who refused to believe its survivors calls itself the defender of freedom? America calls itself a beacon for justice. Justice for whom? If we do not change, this will keep happening. This is not only about one man. There will always be another Trump, another Epstein, another Cosby, another Weinstein, another Sadansky, another Nassar, another name added to the list of powerful men who use their power as a shield while their victims carry the weight alone. Whew. I can say